Hey guys, welcome to NFL Week 16. I'm going to do a quick recap from last week's games, give you this week's plays. But first, remember to like, subscribe, tell your friends, comment in the videos, continue to build this channel up. Appreciate you guys on the last video giving me many more likes, so I appreciate that. Let's keep this going to finish off the season. So recap from week 15. So I had 4 plays, went 2-2. Panthers, loved them last week, plus 9.5, able to cover against Green Bay. Had Houston plus 8 against Indy. They were able to cover that one. Houston, it was like the same result from a couple weeks ago when they played Indy. A chance at the end zone late in the game to go ahead or tie the game, and they fumbled the ball at the 2-yard line. But Houston can't catch a break, I guess. But we got the cover there. So those are the 2 we got right. The ones I got wrong, I don't regret it. Eagles plus 6.5 at Arizona. It is what it is. They lost by 7. Doug Peterson ended up going for 2, I think, at some point in the game, which would have cost us the cover. And then San Francisco, I've been on them 2 weeks in a row. They let me down again, and they lost the same way they lost 2 weeks ago against Washington. They did the same thing against Dallas. They outplayed them, but they turned over the ball 4 times. They gave Dallas free points. Mullins is terrible. He was just giving Dallas the ball, like 3 turnovers in their own red zone. That can't happen. You're not going to win games like that. So, although Dallas won the game, it was a bit misleading with the score. I mean, they had the touchdown on the onside kick recovery, so some garbage points there. Like I said, ton of points off turnovers. San Francisco, they just couldn't get out of their own way. So we lost that one, but it was the right side. Dallas, like I said, don't go get too crazy with the Cowboys. They're not a good football team. But we went 2-2 last week, 42-22 on the season. So let's head into week 16. I'm going to give out, it's the holiday season. So let's give out 6 plays this week and then do what you will with them. But these are 6 games that I like, and, I'm going to be involved in them in some way. So play number 1, Philadelphia at Dallas. Dallas is a 2-point underdog. Big game in terms of the division. I'm taking Philadelphia. So again, this is more. It's part of it is a play on Philly. A part of it is a play off of Dallas. The Cowboys, again, they're not a good football team. They have a lot of weapons on offense, but they don't know how to utilize them. And Andy Dalton, isn't great unless he has a ton of time. And I don't like taking Philly on the road, laying points, but it's only -2. It's a division game. These guys know each other. It's a lot at stake for the NFC East. And Philly, I think they play Washington next week, so, they can take care of business here, take care of Washington next week. They still have a chance at winning this division. I like the Eagles here. I think Jalen Hurts I've been on the Eagles the last few weeks. I think they give them, Jalen Hurts gives the Eagles a lot. They should be able to move the ball fairly easy against Dallas's defense. They can't do anything. The only thing that concerns me of Philadelphia, obviously, is they're banged up on defense, and Doug Peterson more or less loses the game for the Eagles very often. So if Doug Peterson stays out of the way, the Eagles should be able to win and cover this short line. So I like the Eagles -2. Play number 2, Rams. So my Rams taking on the Seahawks, another massive divisional game, but this time in actually a good division with 2 good teams. Seattle is -2.5. I'm taking the Rams plus 2.5. This line has gotten down to close to a pick 'em. I think Seattle maybe -1. So a little bit of line value, but I'm just taking the Rams to win this game. So give me the points, plus 2.5. They lost against the Jets last week. That's a throwaway game. I don't look too closely into that game. They probably overlooked the Jets, looking towards the Seahawks for this week, and nothing really changes. If the Rams win this game, they're in first place in the division, having already beat Seattle the first time around. And I really look at these 2 teams, and the Rams, to me, are by far the better overall team. They have a top 3 defense. Seattle's defense isn't good. They're more rounded on offense. They can beat you in a lot of different ways. Seattle, obviously, is very one-dimensional. They rely heavily on Russell Wilson and DK Metcalf, who will probably be matched up against Jalen Ramsey. So I think the Rams overall are a much better team. They're better coached. There's not really much home field advantage nowadays. So I like the Rams to win this game. They'll be fully focused. Maybe that loss last week gets them refocused. So give me the Rams against the Seahawks. Pick number 3. I'll give you the next two are for today's games. So this is Saturday. The next game, which is coming up soon, is Vegas at Miami. Miami at Vegas. Miami is a 3.5 point favorite. Listen, Las Vegas is, they're 7-7, which would say that they're an average team. I think they're not as good as their record says. I think they're actually slightly below average. I'll say the same with Miami. They're 9-5. I don't think they're as good as 9-5. In Vegas, they're a weird team. They're a team you don't want to bet when you're laying points. But if you're getting points at Vegas, you might look their way. I'm getting 3 in the hook. I think that's a good line. I think these teams are a lot closer than this line is saying. I mean, you're telling me Miami's a 3.5 point favorite on the road. So if this game was in Miami, I don't know what you're saying. Maybe they're a 6 point favorite. I don't see it. I think Vegas, when they're an underdog, they can do okay. I don't think there's much of as big of a drop off between Carr and Mariota as we might think. I think that gives the Vegas another element because he can run. So I like Vegas. I love Oakland or Las Vegas plus 3.5 against Miami. I think they're gonna win. But if you're giving me 3.5, I'll take Vegas all day. Next game, also Saturday, San Francisco at Arizona. Arizona -6. I've been on the Niners the last couple of weeks. I'll be off them this week. Give me Arizona -6. Mullins is not quarterback, so maybe that's a good thing for San Francisco, but they don't have any quarterback. I don't see how the Niners, although they have a very good defense, their total defense is ranked number 5 in the league. They're very good on defense, even with all those injuries. I don't know how they keep up with Arizona. These guys played back in week 1. Arizona won 24-20 in San Fran. Hopkins had 14 catches, big game. Who is going to guard this Arizona receiving, between Hopkins and Fitzgerald and everyone else? I mean, I think Murray has a big game. Again, San Francisco's got a good D. I don't see how they keep up. And 6 is a fairly small number. I think they can win this game easily by a touchdown. So give me Arizona -6. The other thing too, Arizona has a lot to play for. They're 8-6. They're fully focused. They've been practicing. San Francisco, I think Kyle Shanahan said to his players, take the next few days off, spend time with your family for Christmas. They're not focused. They haven't been practicing. I know it's a division game, but listen, they have no quarterback. They have no offense. They'll be missing the running back and receivers. I mean, the list goes on. And I think, upsets can happen with teams that have nothing to play for. I think that happens more in week 17. I think week 16 with the holidays, I don't think San Francisco is focused at all. Arizona is locked in. They have to win this game. Arizona -6, I think, is a fairly safe cover. Okay, so that's 4 plays. I have 2 more. This is probably my weakest game, weakest opinion. That's Tennessee at Green Bay. Green Bay, a 3.5 point favorite. I'm taking Tennessee very quickly on this game. There's not too often you have value taking the Packers because they're so public. This is one where if you took Green Bay, I think you actually have some value at 3.5. So I think Green Bay is a good pick. I like Tennessee. So more or less, this game I think is a coin flip with this line. So that's why it's not a strong play. I'll have Tennessee in here, but I don't love them. I think the reason I have them very simply is they can run the ball. They have Derrick Henry, and the Packers don't have a good defense. So really the only way the Titans can, this is one game where I think Titans might cover and just lose by a field goal because they can run the ball. Green Bay can't stop anyone. Green Bay is a very good first half team. They got off to a very quick start typically, but they don't play 60 minutes, which is why I don't really trust Green Bay in a lot of cases. So you might, if you like this game, maybe take Green Bay first half. But they don't play full games, and Derrick Henry gets better as the game goes on. So I don't see how Green Bay is going to stop this guy in the 3rd and 4th quarter unless Green Bay gets out to such a big lead and Tennessee abandons the run. But I think Tennessee will be able to put up points. Green Bay should be able to put up points. Should be a high-scoring game. The biggest difference between Tennessee this year and last year is simply they don't have a good defense. Last year, they only gave up 30 or more points 3 times. This year, it's been 6. Green Bay probably will be able to put up over 30, but I think that Tennessee can score some points. So I like the Titans plus 3.5. They should be able to run the ball, slow this game down, keep Rodgers off the field. But I mean, I don't see how Tennessee, they don't have a pass rush. I don't see how they're going to be able to stop Green Bay. So if you took the Packers, it's not a bad bet. But I'll take Tennessee with 3 in the hook. My last game, this is my favorite game of the week. Monday Night Football, Buffalo at New England. Now this number is -7 for Buffalo in a lot of spots. I have them at 8.5, so I'm taking New England plus 8.5. There's just way too much value. You're giving me an extra 1.5 with the Patriots at home on prime time in a division game. Give me the Patriots. I mean, this division's already wrapped up. I think New England will be a little more focused than Buffalo in this game. And Buffalo's due. I mean, they've been rolling. I don't know if there's a team hotter in the league than Buffalo. I think the Patriots should be able to cover. And you know what? Sprinkle some money on the money line. Take the Patriots against Buffalo. So those are my 6 plays. So to recap, Eagles -2, Rams plus 2.5, Arizona -6, Vegas plus 3.5, Tennessee -3.5, or sorry, plus 3.5 for Tennessee. And my favorite one by far, Patriots plus 8.5. Those are my 6 plays. Good luck, guys. Let's keep this rolling. We got a couple more weeks. We're doing well overall. Like, subscribe, comment, and let's have a good week.